Okay, good morning, guys. I hope by now you were able to finish your lab book, and it's supposed to look like this. And I quickly want to show you. You will see in your little packet you received a number line page like this. Now they look a bit different than the ones that I showed you in our video, but as soon as I started with a lesson where I wanted to use this, I realized it's not going to work. So I gave you guys one of these. So the only way that you're going to fold it is in half, again in half, and again in half. And then you just put on one of the flaps, glue, put it in, you'll see it's a little bit longer, but it will still fit. And you will be able to pull it open like this. Okay, so just take note of that one. Alright, we're going to focus in our lesson today on these rainbow color fractions and also on those two and these three. Now, I'm not going to make a lesson of all the mathematics for the whole week in one go because you guys will have to focus just on one thing at a time, and I don't want you to have to go through a whole video and then only need to use a little bit for today. Good. Now I'm going to start with one whole paper of white paper. I've cut all different colors that's the same size, and I'm going to use this rectangle. Now I could have used the circle in your lab book. Let me just grab this quickly. You've got circles, rectangles, hexagons. Some of you've got pentagons. Squares, apples, pizzas, glasses, kids, children, cars, anything that is intact, is not being broken up into pieces, fractions, parts, pieces, is called a whole. So don't get confused and think that it should always be a circle or a pizza or an apple. It can be anything. We will get to that in a bit. That is my whole paper. I didn't do anything with the paper. This is my whole paper. And if I should have used a circle, that would have been my whole circle. So it's all intact. It's one round thing. So that is my whole. Now, if I put the whole over there, and I'm going to take my red paper. Now, look what I'm doing. I'm folding it exactly. That is the big secret of fractions. Exactly, so that I can't see anything sticking out. All right, and I'm going to open it. Can you see the whole thing can still fit on my hole? But I'm going to cut it on my fold like this. And as you can see, I'm just making a space. It might seem that it's not fitting. I can show you. It will fit exactly on my white paper. Okay, I want to put it like this so you guys can see. Now what I did, I divided my whole into two equal pieces. Show you, equal pieces. So that's why I'm going to name this 1/2 and 1/2. Now, I'm quickly going back to our little flat book. And you guys had to paste this. Now, the line shows division, divided. And I cut it, broke it, draw it in pieces. Whatever you do is when you take one whole and divide it into equal parts. Now, the number of equal parts my whole is divided, we call that denominate. Okay, if I nominate somebody to be the president or the class captain or standing in front of the line or need to go to the teacher, whatever, nominate as you call a name. So the denominator is the one at the bottom. Numerator is the one that I select. I'm going to eat that part of the pizza. I'm going to color that part. I have that part of the whole group are girls. So you need to know those names, denominator and numerator. It's not an O, okay? So, when we go back to these, I've got 2 pieces and my denominator is 2. Why? Because I have 2 equal pieces. And this is one of the 2 and this is the other one of the 2. And they fit exactly on top of my 1 whole. So 2 halves are the same as 1 whole. Now I'm going to take my yellow paper and I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Going to fold it in half exactly the same, but I'm going to fold it another time. Now as you can see, this will fit on half of my half a piece. Okay, let's see what happens if I cut it. Let me first open it. If I open it up, can you see 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, and it fits on top of my 1 whole. That's white. So when I'm going to cut it, I'm going to cut it like this. Can you see? 2 of those pieces are the same size as a half. We get back to that just now. And then I can cut this one, 2 pieces, and I can cut this one in 2 pieces. Can you guys see? I can put this on top of a half, and 2 of the yellow parts are the same size as 1 of the red parts. And 4 of my yellow parts are the size of my red parts. And 4 of my yellow parts are the same size as my white paper. So, what do you think we will call these pieces? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So my denominator underneath my line will be a 4 because I've cut my whole into 4 equal pieces. And this one is 1 of the 4 pieces, 1 of the 4, 1 of the 4, 1 of the 4 pieces. And if I can fit it over here, you guys will see, hey, these guys fit perfectly underneath 1 half. And we get back to those fractions tomorrow. Now, if I take, let me just check which color, okay. If I take my blue paper, okay, and I fold it again in 2, which we call halves, correct, we call them halves. Can you see? It's halves. Now I fold it again, what do we call it? A quarter. And if I fold it again, now we need to see it's half of a quarter. And it fits halfway over there. So now I wonder, what am I going to call this piece? So if I open it all up, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these 8 pieces will fit exactly on top of my hole. And let's see if it's really going to work. Guys, I might cut a bit skewed, but I'm really trying to cut in this fold so I don't get you guys confused. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's move that away a bit. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I've got 8 equal pieces, because if I take them and I put them on top of each other, let me do this, then they will all fit and it will look like one little piece. So that's why I have to say they are equal. Now, if I have 8 of those, I have to call them 8s with my denominator of 8. And this is 1 of the 8. This is also 1 of the 8. 1 of the 8. 3 so far. 1 of the 8. 1 of the 8. Oh, goodness me. 1 of the 8. 1 of the 8. 1 of the 8. So let's see. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And can you see why I say the amount of equal pieces that I've cut my hole into will be my denominator? There are 8 equal pieces, so the denominators are 8. There are 2 equal pieces, so the denominators are 2. There are 4 equal yellow pieces, so the denominators are quarters. And if I move this up a bit, you guys will see that the 2 8s fit into a quarter. And it will still only be half of a half. So I need 4 of them to fit into a half. And I need 2 of those to fit into a half as well. So those are called equivalent fractions, and we will talk about them tomorrow. Now, guys, I really want you to concentrate here now. Quickly, I have all these colors that I want to carry on all the way to 12s, but to make the video a little bit shorter, I will do that by myself, and I will show it to you guys tomorrow. Now, in the meantime, I want you to see that number 8 as my denominator is not the same as number 8. Number 8 means if I count on a number line, I start 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But this one hole is between 0 and 1 is my one hole. And all these little fractions fit in between 0 and 1. So it's not even the size of one hole yet. So we're going to focus on that part of my number line. So some of the kids get confused and they think because there's a 2, it's smaller than the one that's 8. Guys, but this is a fraction. That means you share your chocolate just between you and your friend, the 2 of you. So you get a bigger piece. But if you have to share it with 8 people, your piece is going to get even smaller. I want to go to these fractions. This is the one whole. Let me just put this back. That is the one whole that I've divided into equal pieces. So let me first start with my halves. There's my whole and 2 pieces, so that's why they are called halves. 2 equal pieces, they have to be exactly the same size. And it's called a half. This is also called a half. And you can't say, wait a minute, but this one is not as big as that one. It's not about that. This is half of my white hole. This is half of my circle. A half stays a half. Doesn't mean these 2 halves need to be exactly the same. It's what fraction, what piece of the whole I have. Then when I take it into 4 equal pieces, I will take 2 of them, like I showed with the yellow ones over here, that could fit on a half. Now this one will also fit on a half. And to make the whole, I need 4 of them. Why 4? Because my denominator is a quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4, so it needs to be 4. I can even divide it into 1, 2, 3 equal pieces. Because my denominator is 3, it's because there's 1, 2, 3 pieces. I can even divide it into fifths. 1. So how many should there be? Yes, 5. 4 and 5. See, there needs to be 5 because my denominator is 5. So if I'm not going to pack all of them, if I have 6s, I need 6 of them. If I have 8s, I need 8 of them. If I have 12s, I need 12 of them. If I have 10s, I need 10 of them. Now can you see if I compare a half, for instance, with a 12th, the number 12 is bigger than the number 2. But the fraction half is bigger than the fraction 12, because it means I had to break it up into 12 equal pieces. There are only 2. So fraction is a total different thing than a whole number. Now, I quickly want to show you the work you have to do in your little booklet. I know we took a little bit of time with this, but it is most important that you guys get this. This is super, super important. Now I want to show you guys, these are our booklets. Our booklet, and according to our booklet, you guys have to do this activity. It says for Tuesday, so when you're done with your lab book, you can actually start with this. And what they mean is they ask you, tell what fraction of each shape is shaded. Now, if I have a square like this, first thing, draw a little line to show that is my fraction. This is my numerator, this is my denominator. So first of all, I'm going to look and see into how many equal parts my picture is divided. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ignore the color part. Focus on the whole thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm working with quarters. It's like I'm counting the Smarties. I'm counting the Astros. I'm counting the marbles. Okay, so what are the fractions names which I'm working with? Now, numerator is which ones I select. Now, this one, and this one. These are colored. So how many are colored? 3 of my 4 pieces. If I take that circle, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, it's in 8 pieces. So first of all, I need to know into how many equal parts my whole is divided. It is 8. Doesn't matter color or not color. Count all the pieces. Now, how many are shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of the 8 pieces are colored. These are my colored pieces. And that's what you have to do on this worksheet. This worksheet is a nice coloring picture, but each time they give you a fraction that need to be colored, I need to apologize for that spelling, that's American. There's a moon, it's divided into 2 pieces, so I'm talking about halves. And you have to color one of the halves blue. There's a kite, or it must be the chimney of this building. It's divided into 4 pieces, and you have to color 3 of the 4 pieces brown. 1 of the 2 pieces of the roof black. 4 of the 4 pieces, that means all of those pieces in the circle orange. 2 of the 4 pieces in this window purple. So you will get that. And then there's a nice code that you have to follow. Now each one of the letters of the alphabet's got a fraction. So if I ask you, find which letter of the alphabet is 2 8s, you have to find which picture is divided into 8 equal pieces. That one is not 8, that's 6. Oh, this one is 8, but it's only one colored. That's not 8. That's not 8. It's 6. This is 8, and there's 4 colored. It's not that one. 3. There's 2 colored, and it's 8 pieces. So this must be a W. Then a 5th, which what I did when I figured this out, I took 1. There's 1 colored, but it's halves. 1, but it's thirds. 1, but it's quarters. 1/5. Yes, so this one must be an E. So according to that, you guys figured out this. And then tomorrow, when I see you guys again for the second video, we will talk about equivalent fractions. But I don't give away that now for today. So you guys enjoy it, focus on this, and make sure you understand it. Bye-bye.